The Bitcoin BTC price today as of 9:51 am. It is 39,163.77, down 2.57% in the last 24 hours. It's up 12.06% from last week and down 12.75% from 1 month ago, according to CoinMarketCap. The 24-hour trading volume is at 38,810,335,190 and it has a market cap of 733,782,855,265. The 52-week high of Bitcoin is 64,863.00, while the 52-week low is 8,900. If you purchased a single Bitcoin at the 52-week low of 8,975.53 and sold it at today's price of 39,163.77, you'd earn 30,188.24 for a positive return of 77.08%. If you haven't started investing in Bitcoin, you will need a crypto exchange to do so. Keep in mind you may owe taxes on any gains you realize. Alternatively, if you purchased a single Bitcoin at the 52-week high of 64,863.00 and sold it at today's price, you'd have a negative return of 25,600. Bitcoin has fallen by 2.57% within the last 24 hours. Overall, its price today is relatively high compared to its 52-week low of 8,975.53. Over the past week, Bitcoin has hit a high of 41,295.27 and a low of 34,728.19. The cryptocurrency, overall, has moved down during the past 3 months. Now it's dropped to its current price of 39,160. There are currently 18,736,268 Bitcoin in circulation. There's a maximum supply of 21 million. About Bitcoin. As the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is the best known of the more than 5,000 cryptocurrencies on the market today. But the ins and outs of this cryptocurrency can be difficult to understand. Here's a look at how not only is Bitcoin the first cryptocurrency, but it's also the best known of the more than 5,000 cryptocurrencies in existence today. Financial media eagerly covers each new dramatic high and stomach-churning decline, making Bitcoin an inescapable part of the landscape. While the wild volatility might produce great headlines, it hardly makes Bitcoin the best choice for novice investors or people looking for a stable store of value. Understanding the ins and outs can be tricky. Let's take a closer look. Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency that you can buy, sell and exchange directly, without an intermediary like a bank. Bitcoin's creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, originally described the need for an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust. Each and every Bitcoin transaction that's ever been made exists on a public ledger accessible to everyone, making transactions hard to reverse and difficult to fake. That's by design. Core to their decentralized nature, Bitcoins aren't backed by the government or any issuing institution, and there's nothing to guarantee their value besides the proof. The reason why it's worth money is simply because we, as people, decided it has value, same as gold, says Anton Mozdavoy, co-founder CEO of digital financial service company Holy Held. Since its public launch in 2009, Bitcoin has risen dramatically in value. Although it once sold for under 150 per coin, as of March 1, 2021, one Bitcoin now sells for almost 50,000. Because its supply is limited to 21 million coins, many expect its price to only keep rising as time goes on, especially as more large, institutional investors begin treating it as a sort of digital gold to hedge against. Bitcoin is built on a distributed digital record called a blockchain. As the name implies, blockchain is a linked body of data, made up of units called blocks that contain information about each and every transaction, including date and time, total value, buyer and seller, and a unique identifying code for each exchange. Entries are strung together in chronological order, creating a digital chain of blocks. Once a block is added to the blockchain, it becomes accessible to anyone who wishes to view it, acting as a public ledger of cryptocurrency transactions, says Stacey Harris, consultant for Pelicoin, a network of cryptocurrency atoms. Blockchain is decentralized, which means it's not controlled by any one organization. It's like a Google Doc that anyone can work on, says Buchia Crow, CEO and co-founder of African cryptocurrency exchange Quidax. Nobody owns it, but anyone who has a link can contribute to it. and as different people. While the idea that anyone can edit the blockchain might sound risky, it's actually what makes Bitcoin trustworthy and secure.